Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I am going to be talking about Dungeons & Dragons and Matt Colville's $2 million source book, which is Strongholds and Followers. All right, this is my review of Strongholds and Followers. The Stronghold and Followers source book is 265 pages, and also I'm reviewing the PDF version of the product. And it's 265 pages, and it is full color, and it covers 5 things. It covers Strongholds and Followers. It's those 2 subjects. It has an entire adventure in it. It has new monsters, and last it has warfare. So I'm not going to bury the lead here. Shockingly, I'm giving this 5 out of 5 stars. And the reason why is it accomplishes everything this book needs to accomplish. I am really opposed to source books, but if source books need to be a thing, which I think right now they certainly do, we're just not at a point where we are moving away from source books yet. But if source books are going to exist, this is the way they should look. And this is the way they should be constructed. This is the level of quality we should be seeing. This is the timetable that we need. This is the delivery that we need. And pretty much everything is done right in this, all right? I have complaints about this book. I think for a 5 out of 5 star review, nothing on this planet is perfect. So this is as good as it gets, in my opinion, all right? I have to admit, I was really rooting against this book. I really didn't want it to succeed, and the reason why is I did not want to tell anybody. I did not want anyone in the world, including Matt Colville, telling people that you could make $2 million for making a source book. Yes, I'm fully aware they're throwing streaming on there. Money for streaming is complete non sequitur to me. I don't see it as necessary. Like the streaming part of Strongholds and Streamings is complete, like, it doesn't do anything for me. I don't think it's really an important part of the topic, right? What really, to me, what is important, what's historically important, is Matt Colville created a source book and attached it to a $2 million and attached it to $2 million of funding on Kickstarter last year. That has never, ever been done. It shocked everyone in the industry. And now, I love seeing the full arc of the story, right? And here we see it. Matt Colville comes on. He does a whole lot of good content on YouTube. And then he says, hey, I'm going to create a source book. Everybody goes nuts and funds it for $2 million, right? It's incredible. Like, this is really a historically important book. And what Matt Colville has accomplished has never been done in the entire history of tabletop role-playing games ever, right? Like, this is truly incredible. All right, so the Stronghold part of the book is very good. There's keeps, there's temples, there's establishments. They show how to make a castle. They show how to make, fortifications, parapets, the whole 9. It's all done in beautiful tables. It's done in a very reasonable amount of time. It's not overly complicated. It's scalable. It's built to drop. It's actually built very much to be used by players in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's accessible. It's approachable. It's extremely well done, right? There's even some alternate material in there on how to make a ship your stronghold. Awesome idea. And also it really, it talks about the economics of what this looks like. All of that. It's really, really well done on that perspective. The follower section, again, extremely well executed, right? They have some really good, exciting followers in there. The only thing I have to say about the followers thing is it does really feel bolted on, like really unnecessary. Like, I feel like you're already seeing this material already brought into, like, there's followers essentially in every one of the adventures that D&D 5th edition has already published, and a lot of these look like what have already been published. So this looks to me like a bit of duplicative work, but it's there, and and I have to say, like, I'm going to be complaining at several of these sections, right? So why did I give it a 5-star review? Well, the reality is, I think Matt Colville really realized that he had caught the tail of the tiger. And I think there was incredible stress around doing a $2 million source book, right? But the reality is he jumped right into it. He wrote it. He engaged the right artists. They did the layout. They finished this thing, and they delivered, right? And they delivered quickly, right? This does not happen all the time. Gareth Sikarka is a talented game designer. He has edited multiple books. I think he's finished at least one of his own books. But he built Far West, right? And people were, I think, even more excited about Far West. There was a lot of passion around Far West. That game's been sitting around for years unfinished, right? And so the idea of not all Kickstarters get finished, right? And so I'm really, really impressed with Matt Colville starting the project, communicating the project, finishing the project, delivering the project. And when you look at this project, at this source book, and you say this cost $2 million, nobody's laughing. You're like, okay, I see what was done here. This is a quality book, right? Anybody could say, and here's the thing is, it didn't cost any one person $2 million. The funding makes it so that the people who funded the book are getting, their value's worth, right? Because you're splitting all that burden across, actually we know the exact amount, about 29,300 backers, right? So that's a lot of backers. So so with that number of backers split up, everybody's getting their money's worth, and nobody gets hurt, right? And you can't take that for granted, right? People don't deliver so often today that just seeing one person say, here's what I'm going to do, then communicating through the project, delivering the project, finishing and getting it out there, and the project being a quality project, right? Like a quality source book. I'm incredibly impressed, right? Okay. Followers, I think it's duplicative. There's nothing really that new in there. The adventure is extremely well constructed. It does a great job. And when that adventure is done, the players have a new stronghold. They have essentially a level 1 castle that they can use all the material in the book for building up strongholds. It's right there, and they can immediately use it. It's literally an on-ramp for the strongholds material in the book. Fantastic. The monster section, again, completely unnecessary, except for one thing. The gemstone dragons and the gemstone dragonborns are absolutely fantastic. Loved them. Really cool. Again, I don't even think they're that new, right? I think somebody has done, I'm almost positive gemstone dragons have been done in Dragon Magazine a long time ago. But it's nice to see them revisited. It's nice to see them updated for 5th edition. The art's really nice. It's good. By the way, the art, yes. The art in this book is good, not great, right? I definitely would have been happier to see Wayne Reynolds on this book. Ryan Benjamin, I think, could have done a better job. There's Joe Madeira could have done a better job. I really would have brought in a comic book artist for this, had him do some strong inks, do some coloring, so forth. It's got a painting visual to it, right, which is good. The art in this is very good, right, but it is not great. And I think you pull any Pathfinder book off the shelf, you're going to find better art, right? Now, that shouldn't be that way with $2 million. I think you should have been able to get art that defeated the art in Pathfinder. And by the way, I think Pathfinder's art, without a doubt, defeats Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition art. That's not even a competition. All right, so the art was a little bit of a disappointment, but overall, again, it's colorful. By the way, it avoids some pitfalls of previous older editions, right? Like the people in it are a wide, diverse band of people. There are that, and that's the thing. Every single, like, if you're a designer and you come out and the people in your book are all share the same attributes, you got a problem, right? And that's not the case here. It's just extremely well done. I was really, really impressed. So the adventure was effective. The monsters were good. I love the gemstone dragons. Love the gemstone dragonborn. Really, really cool content. What else? And the last part is the warfare. It actually gives you rules for fighting in at large-scale battles, and the rules are simple. They're really straightforward, and I feel like they're effective. This is a 100% delivery on a big promise. And I have to say, I'm definitely really more sold than ever on Matt Colville. I definitely disagree with some of his philosophies on dungeon mastering, but I can't disagree that he has absolutely delivered a source book that when you say this thing costs $2 million, you're saying, okay, I could see that the team worked really hard on this, and they did what they needed to do. One last thing I wasn't super hot on, the book is written in the voice of Matt Colville, right? So when you write a tabletop role-playing game, when you write a source book, right, you got two choices. You can be like, hey, buddy, let me tell you about my content. Here's a monster I made, right? Very like genial and friendly, and like, I'm standing right next to you, right? Or you could be like, I'm the professor, you're the student, I'm going to lecture now, right? I like the professorial student relationship because it says, I know what I'm talking about. I did the research. I'm presenting, prepared content to you, and I know more than you do, right? Like, I like that. Like, to me, if you don't know more than me, I don't want you writing a book, right? Like, I just don't think, that's just not, I don't think it's not a good pattern, right? Like, in order for you to be putting your words to paper, to be when you write things down, you're saying this should be kept in perpetuity, right? And if you're saying that, you're saying my words have value, right? So you don't just like, hey, I ate a taco on Tuesday, and here's the warfare section, right? So I think it's very, very informal and very, like a friendly tone, and I just don't like that. I would have liked the more professorial tone. But don't let me not make that my last comment. Here's my last comment on this. Strongholds and Followers is absolutely a 5 out of 5 star source book, and it makes a massive statement to the entirety of the Dungeons & Dragons community. It says that a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition source book, well executed, is worth $2 million American dollars, right? It says what we are, if you're in the Dungeons & Dragons community and you're a creator, your work can have incredible value. It says that Dungeons & Dragons is important, and that the sky's the limit on the amount of funding that we can attach to these to Dungeons & Dragons itself, right? And of course, I think that's absolutely true. I think, Dungeons & Dragons is an element of Americana. I think it impacts the politics, the culture, and society of America. And I think the sky is the limit, right? I don't think, I think we are just at the very, very beginning of celebrating Gary Gygax as an American hero, as an American historical figure, as one of the greatest American artists that ever lived, as a greater creator. And I'm excited because Strongholds and Followers is an underscore to everything I just said. It's saying that even a source book for Dungeons & Dragons is worth $2 million American dollars. Matt Colville is also saying if you execute well on Dungeons & Dragons adjacent content, you can give yourself a full-time job, right? And all of these are massive, important statements. I give 2 thumbs up to Matt Colville. I very much acknowledge the work he's done and congratulate him on a massive achievement and on a historical achievement. I really think Strongholds and Followers is an important book. You can buy it right now on MCDM's, that's Matt Colville's company. You can buy it right on their website right now. I love, too, that he's skipping drive-through and says, I don't need drive-through RPG. I'm just going to sell this myself straight to the consumer. You can buy it for $20 on MCDM's online store. And it really is a fantastic book. When you put your $20 down, you're going to be getting what it's worth, right? And also congratulations to everybody who backed the book. And I hope you enjoy everything you get from your Kickstarter backers. And again, my hat is off to Matt Colville. I'm incredibly impressed with what he accomplished. 5 out of 5 stars for Strongholds and Followers, the Matt Colville $2 million source book. Take care.